Hello. Good evening! Welcome everyone! Okay, I'm a bit concerned, chat, because my stream buffered like twice. And that was just waiting screen. That was just right now is for some reason just being dumb. Hold on, I don't know. Okay, it's back. It's back. It's back. It's very buff. Like it's not connecting sometimes. I don't know why. Sometimes it's okay, and then right now it's fine, and then sometimes it's just like YouTube isn't receiving any data, and sometimes YouTube is excellent. Sometimes stream health is excellent, and sometimes no data. No. Is that my fault? Is that my settings? Maybe I should see. Let me check network and internet. Oh, but it seems... We'll see, chat. We'll see. Sometimes it's just YouTube. Maybe it is just YouTube. I'm gonna blame YouTube, chat. It's YouTube! It's YouTube's fault. Definitely. Hello, everyone. Hello, Walker. Hello, Just Coffee. Hello. Hello, Yak. Hello, Fidel. Hello, Griffin. Welcome to the stream, everyone. We are continuing with Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I forgot, like, which one are we in? Okay, we're still in the adventure of the clouded kokoro. That's where we are. The clouded heart. At the name of my late. Hello, Sandan! No, you are not. And my YouTube is being dumb. YouTube is poor right now. Why? I wonder if I should make my bitrate not as... Should I? But it's 6,000. Is it... Should I make my encoder quality bad? I don't know. I think it's the same though. The one with the objections. Yes. One of my favorite games. One of my favorite games is just how dumb and absurd the stuff is. But I don't know. I find it fun. I like it. Mabuti pa sa stream di ako late unlike my class. No, we can blame. Okay, stream is online. You can come in anytime. I blame traffic, Sanda. It's Philippine traffic that made you late for class. Oh, Chad, is it really bad? Is it? It says poor. It says poor. Why is it not? Viewers will experience buffering. It's buffering, chat. It could be buffering. Okay. No! We're back! Okay. It's being really dumb. It's being real. I think something, for some reason, there's just days this happens to me. I just have days where my internet is not cooperating, chat. And normally it's okay, but today, sometimes the stream health is not so healthy. Oh no! Oh no, Prosecutor Vaughn, totally not a vampire, must have got into her. No! Just because I gave him the vampire accent. Are we alive? Is this PLDT, Nym? It's PLDT. It's PLDT. That is... Sorry. That is my internet provider. True. Hopefully well, right now it's being okay. Right now it's okay. Hopefully it's stable. It's not too stable right now. But we'll see. We'll see, guys. Also, chat, have you guys seen... I saw the anime floating around. A little VTuber anime about a VTuber who likes to drink on stream. Test. Run speed test. Come on. Oh my god. That's so sad. What's happening? Huh? Oh wait, but upload's okay. Okay, my internet is not too good. Now it's okay. What the heck? What the heck? Now it's not stable, chat. I'm sorry, it's gonna buffer every now and then. We're gonna attempt to stream still. I don't think it's too bad since it comes back every now and then, but it may be like there may be times where I'm just like, and then you guys won't be able to. It's just gonna buffer. Welcome back. I am back. It's okay. My internet speed test says everything's fine. It's either YouTube or maybe it's me. Maybe I am the problem. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. It's okay, guys. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna try. I'm gonna go to the gaming screen. And we are going to try. Why not? Why not? It will be fine. We'll assume you're just thinking really hard. Yeah, yeah. That's why there's a buffering sign. The buffering sign. Yeah, 100%. I'm just thinking. Let me just hydrate, chat. I haven't had water since in a while. And you know water is very important for your health, guys. How many glasses of water do you guys drink? You have to drink at least 8 glasses of water. Or was it 11? I don't know. But you have to drink lots of water. It's not the stream buffering. It's Nym's brain. Lore accurate. That's what's gonna happen. It's not the stream. It's me. 100%. No. Sad. Litters. That is 1 liter? Just 1 liter? No, yeah, we have to get at least 5 liters? Okay, maybe not 5. 2 liters. How much liters of water do you need? By the way, back to the old outfit, I see. We'll be back to the old outfit. This outfit, this is outfit 2.0. No, it's first outfit, but with rigging 2.0. So it's a lot more expressive than the first rigging, which is why I like using it a lot. Of course, it's buffering right after I haven't had water since. No. PLDTY. I wonder though. I wonder if it's. Oh. I hope you guys didn't hear that. It's still buffering, right? You guys didn't hear a sneeze. It's still buffering, right? Is it okay? Chat, I have no idea. I may... Do I need to put... I'm thinking if I should put my stream on the background just to see. But, we'll see. I hate PLDC. I don't! I heard it! You heard it! Start playing from this save data, yes. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and play then. We'll see where the stream takes us. We'll see where the... Oh, right. It's this part. Okay, chat. What happened was... there was this couple, right? That saw the crime. And we've discovered about the books. And I think like there's something wrong about the books, is what I recall. There's like a book that's not there. That's supposed to... That has a different title. Anyway, we'll see where it takes us. I don't quite remember. Was that a sneeze? I heard a balloon deflate or something. Yeah, it's not a sneeze at all. Does my sneeze sound like a balloon deflating? The third cousin couple. Yeah, the third cousin couple. Right into the action, chat. Let's go. Okay. This trial has run its course.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we are in a terribly precarious position.
I know, but I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Ryunosuke, think. What do you do now?
I don't know. What do I do? Go in and win this case. I mean, I guess I should raise an objection, because if I don't, then we lose, right?
Objection!
Objection! I'm not done yet. No, my learned friend, it's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There is no more room for debate.
Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but...
When in doubt, object it out. Oh, I love that rhymes. I love that. I'm gonna put that on my wall. Quotes to put on my wall.
I can't think of what to say.
I'm sure we can find something. The book was weird.
If I may, Lord Van Zykes, it seems somewhat boorish.
Boorish. I've never used boorish in my life.
To close down the debate at this point.
What do you mean? Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this. Oh! Why? What does he have against us Japanese people? I like how I said us Japanese people when I'm clearly not Japanese.
I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you'll have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable.
Mr. Naruhodo! Oh.
He's comically racist. Everyone here's racist. Everyone here in the UK, in Great Britain, is racist right now. One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance, so the court will hear you, madam. Except the judge, apparently. Just the old casual prejudice. You know that song, Everybody's a Little Bit Racist? That's not how it goes. The song in, was it Avenue Q? There's a song in, I think it's Avenue Q, where they're like, everyone's a little bit racist. I forgot how it goes, Chad. But it's a musical.
Go ahead. Oh wait, this is Ryunosuke. Go ahead, Mrs. Sato, please.
Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further?
Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their learnings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible.
Yes, I understand, and thank you, Mrs. Sato. This is it. Sato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste.
Whoa. R.I.P. Des-kun.
The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord.
He knows something up. I think the prosecutor knows there's some kind of hole in this new evidence. Very well, the defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into the case and has hitherto been overlooked. What evidence? What was the new evidence? Is it the fourth book? Okay. Examine. Oh, it's burnt. Why is it burnt though?
Oh, look at this. The book has been badly burned.
You're right. You'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages.
What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently.
A book recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me?
Red flag, chat. The armband. Objection, this is Kazuma's armband. Okay. Well, the fourth book says the Lion's Pride. Did he check out the Lion's Pride? He did not. Right? There were 3 books. And no one mentioned the Lion's Pride, is what I'm saying. Like, look at this. Right, chat? This is a book he didn't even buy. I guess we presented.
Take that!
It's interesting how this would be the perfect time to buffer. I think really hard, but the stream's doing well. Why is it that the stream's doing well now that I'm playing the game? Maybe they just didn't want me to yap. Truly, I think my stream, they just didn't want me to yap. They're like, yap. Get on with the game, Nym.
The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hand.
Objection!
Oh, because it was in the victim's hand, so the guy wouldn't have bought it. I understand. We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. I thought it was the burnt back. That was... So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear? Oh my god, Goofy Judge is angry, chat. He angry.
Oh, yes, my lord. It's,
Mr. Naruhodo, I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence, which means you may very well be on the right track.
Yes, I think you might be right.
So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case which this fourth book conceals? Okay, turn it around. Yeah! I think. It's the only thing I can think of, chat.
I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question.
The back? What do you? Good gracious! It's been burnt to a crisp. I can't with Why do I have to do a goofy voice every time? Every time there's an old man, it's a goofy voice.
So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It's undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Maybe it's just sentimental value, you know?
Objection!
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend? Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. Maybe because you think grandpas are goofy. That's true. That's just how I do my grandpa voice. This is Van Sykes. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide? Blah, blah, blah.
A charred book. There's just one possibility here which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. She died of arson! I don't know. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory.
I don't know your theory, to be honest, chat.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Council. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage this sorry tome has suffered?
Its content, its owner, the shop that sold it. Maybe it's the content. Like, they don't want someone reading the book, right? Wait. We're gonna save, chat. Okay, we're gonna save, and then I'm gonna pick contents, because I feel like they're probably hiding something. I love it when the vampire points at things so smooth. I want him to point at me that way. Fidel has unlocked a pointing kink. You've unlocked a new fetish. Actually, it is really elegant, I have to say.
My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth about the book's content.
What on earth do you mean?
To have enraged its reader to the point of burning it, we can be quite sure that this book is a dreadful...
Damn it! I'm wrong. This is totally wrong.
That's right, a dreadful read.
A valid conclusion.
Oh good, everyone seems to agree. Maybe I'm onto something here.
No, you're not! No, you're not!
If I may, Mr. Naruhodo,
I most certainly cannot agree.
No, you're right. Ah! Okay, is it the shop? Is it the shop then? The shop or its owner? The owner was clutching it like really tightly. Owner? I think I'm wrong.
My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth about the book's owner.
I beg your pardon.
I'm wrong again, chat. Okay, hold on. It's time to time travel. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Oh my god, no. My first time seeing these options, and definitely the shop that sold it, no question about it, is the first time I've seen these options, right, chat?
My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth about the shop from which it was purchased.
What on earth do you mean?
To have sold a half-burnt and unreadable book such as this, we can be quite sure that the establishment it came from...
The shop is wrong.
Indeed.
No, it was the owner, Chad. I would right. Time travel once again. Woo. Okay, I may have jumped the gun. And I should have picked. I jumped the gun and I didn't read the rest of the dialogue. I just assumed it was wrong.
My lord, the bird on the back of this book reveals a startling truth about the book's owner.
I beg your pardon.
but we already know who the book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor, and after all, it's obviously hers.
The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered.
I'm wondering now if that dozy copper from last time is a reference. Britain's speed bumps are sometimes called sleeping policemen. Maybe it is. Self-doubt, no. The dialogue sounded very wrong.
However, as to the question of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers.
No, I don't. What do you mean?
Good gracious, how can you possibly?
Oh, is it from the guy? Is it from the guy I'm defending, or not? I don't know.
Very well, I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. Counsel, the defense response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial.
We're already at the end.
So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this bird book?
I don't know. Wait. It's not the victim. It's probably not any of these two, right?
Oh man, Chad! I don't remember anything from the previous.
It's been too long. Okay, there was a fight between husband and wife. Could it possibly be that this wife and husband just like they threw the books around? Is it Natsume's book? Because he has a lot of books in his... No, but he takes care of his books, right? He says what I... Okay, what if it's from the fight? Wait a minute. They did have a fight. And what if it's from this guy? What if it's from him?
Take that!
That's just what I think.
The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garydeb.
I was right. I think I'm right. The landlords. Why did I say it that way? The landlords.
And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but... Of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Garydeb herself.
Oh my goodness me! I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garydeb's wife. I'm his maid.
Things would be so much easier if you could just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garydeb's house?
So the burnt book proves that the book is theirs. Yeah, because they had a fight and stuff got burnt, right? Right? Yeah, the ladder had a fire. I think. It's been a while, Chad.
Oh, I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you say. You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch, I think, her without a shred of evidence. I am a vampire with an accent, so if besmirch is a wrong pronunciation, it's because of my accent. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection!
This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below...
Can't believe you besmirch her. Can't believe you would do that.
Another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garydeb's house.
Good lord, what sort of incident, counsel?
A fire, my lord.
Right. We discovered this.
Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing.
I don't remember the voice I gave this man.
Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is,
I think I gave him like a rasp. Did I give him a rasp? I lost my favorite. No.
I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride.
Ah, he did mention that. The Lion's Pride.
By Jove, the very same title and subject of this debate.
Tea mixed with tobacco is probably really bad. That's what I was thinking. Did I give him a raspy voice because he smokes?
Oh dear me!
Objection!
This is risible. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in the fire. In which case it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime.
There's no tobacco in that pipe. You'll know why later. Oh, secrets.
Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garridev was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garridev even amid the flames. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, how awful! I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love, can you, Rolly?
Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me, sir.
And all my favorite old novels in that case.
But as soon as the fire got hold of him, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke.
Okay, that we can do that voice.
The wife sat and hurling things at me. That was how I back up against the window under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen.
The man had his back up against the window and he had burning books thrown at him? Goodness gracious, how are you suggesting? That the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
No. A thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident, and there is no report of the Garrideb's window pane being broken.
Rolly needs to catch up on some Z's. Dude is so tired. I think we need to complain to his employer.
That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garridev household. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and...
Not even remotely. But you would open a window if there was fire. Just saying.
Let's not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would even leave a window open in the middle of winter. Does the defense postulate this scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene of the flaming projectile was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garrideb's wife?
I'm sure they opened the window because there was a fire.
I believe it is a possibility, my lord.
That's quite enough.
I think that's Mrs. Garridev. She's like, this slander!
Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. A mean coward.
Really? claiming that our little tips set the whole neighborhood alight, honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name.
No, I assure you that was never my intention.
Opening a window while it's burning inside will quickly lead to your death. Oh. Well, this is why I clearly did not pay attention to any of my fire prevention classes and stuff. I know how to. All I know is I know how to hold the fire extinguisher. Well then, chat. I guess I didn't open the window.
Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. I should box your ears. That's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable.
Too right. Here we go. How long have we sat here now listening to this Nipponese spouting out his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with a mustache. And he ran away from the scene too. I do declare you're right. It's true.
Yes, what did I tell you?
Makes sense to me. Sorry, what's that?
Fire will move to fresh oxygen to open your window and boom. Okay, so do not open the window. Whoops.
It would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Zykes?
He's pouring a wine, chat. He thinks he's won.
In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage.
No, wait. The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been...
Oh my god, step on me! I mean, no! Don't step.
If your books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time.
Mr. Husband, please help. Where's Kazuma? Nym? What?
Wait, no, forgive the discourtesy this time.
In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding a defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty!
No, wait! No, come on, guys. Come wait, the book, but the book.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty, chat. No, not the guilty verdict.
Well then, chat. All he had to do was raise the boot, and now we're fucked. We're fucked over.
Thank you for that unambiguous response.
That's twice now, it's over. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up.
I don't know who that is. Oh, and anyway, Mrs. Sato.
Mrs. Sato, have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting. Of course, the defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance. My lord, the defense asks to exercise its right to a summation examination.
You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve?
I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. It is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. Protagonist energy right here.
To be continued. Save.
I have considered the defense counsel's request for a further summation examination of the jury. And I have determined that the court must uphold the defense judicial right to this procedure. So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second summation examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman.
We are, my lord.
Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime.
Okay, alrighty. Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. Jury number 1, okay.
The accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his.
If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider.
Even if the one was throwing books, it can't be related to the crime if the window was closed, can it?
Dearie me, it was only a little book. Hardly life-threatening even with a direct hit.
Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble.
Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes.
Juror number 6. Oh, sweet summer child. He doesn't know what's happening. Juror number 1 has a real Victorian man's facial hair. It must be hard to take care of that.
Oh, yes, considerably more tangible arguments from all the members of the jury this time around, it seems. With one notable exception, of course.
My learned student friend was unable to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And moreover, no one else was even at the scene of the scene to commit the crime.
Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. I fail to see how it can be argued any other way.
That means I'm afraid that during this summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts.
Can I do this, chat? At this point I'm just like, let's just you win some, you lose some.
But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here?
Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman and how? Those 2 details are all you need to provide. Simply give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted.
And there I was thinking this might be hard. But Mr. Naruhodo, you have to do it. Otherwise, this really will be where the trial ends.
Hello, Funtime Freddy Ichigo Fast Bear. Damn, that's a long name. Welcome to Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Thank you. I am enjoying my time. Except we are about to get a guilty verdict, but it's fine. I can think of something. Maybe.
Well, no pressure then.
That's quite enough preamble. Proceed with the summation examination, please. I presume you are prepared, counsel.
Oh yes, my lord. All right, Yunosuke. Focus your mind now.
Ah yes, nothing like slapping yourself to focus your mind. Juror number 6 beard looks so edible. It's just one big marshmallow on the face waiting to be munched. Do you guys know the cream puff brand Beard Papa? That's what he looks like. Doesn't he look like a Beard Papa? It's really good. It's really good cream puffs, guys. If you ever been, I think it's from Japan. If you ever had Beard Papa, love it. Great. I want cream puffs right about now.
It's going to be juror number 4, the maid, or should I say Mrs. Garrett. We have a book that disappeared from the Gary Deb's house on the evening of the incident, and the fourth book found in the victim's hand. There must be a way to link the two. Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique I've learned in my short career so far, whatever it takes. Don't forget to keep an eye on Mrs. Garrideb and how she reacts, even to the things other people say.
Okay. So you have to keep an eye on Miss Garrideb. Got it. Oh! Hey, look, the witnesses are just like there at the back. They don't even give them a seat. Okay, the accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his. And then there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim stabbed. I might reconsider, even if this woman was throwing books, it can't be related to the crime if the windows was closed. What if we do the window was closed and press it a little and see how Mrs. Garrideb reacts.
But what about the possibility that the window was open?
Look around. Let's look around. Well, she's just chill about it. Look at this guy! Look at the sweet summer child.
What about it? I mean, there's just no way it could have been.
How can you be so sure?
The prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. So no, that window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see?
Well, I guess. Damn, okay.
But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you?
It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it.
I guess. Nope. Well, guess it wasn't open. Then what's the point in even having windows?
Counsel, you will kindly refrain from childish bickering.
Oh, sorry. Somehow I need to show there's an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. Okay, I have to somehow... Why don't we press... We're gonna press Mrs. Garrideb and see what else she has to say. True, what's the point of a window if we're not gonna open it?
But that little book was on fire at the time, was it not?
With the flames of love, I'll have you know.
Nope, no one's reacting anything.
There's really no such thing as loving incendiary bomb.
Well, he brought it upon himself. It's playing with fire to betray a fiery love. Isn't it? Well, don't you agree?
Oh, well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes. But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Mrs. Garrideb.
I like how she's hitting this guy on the right. We're doing absolutely nothing.
Never mind you, Dad. The point is, we were just having a jovial little dispute, nothing more. And I won't have any more of these suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime.
Woo.
Right, well, we'll see about that. What about juror number 5?
Oh, he doesn't seem to be turning a hair at Mrs. Garrideb's relentless onslaughts. The poor man.
It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he is.
I think he's just dead inside at this point. Okay, why don't we press this one? I'm just gonna press everything, chat.
So you might be willing to change your decision, you mean? Oh my, such delight on your face. But I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I am a very modern, metropolitan, and rational woman.
That's great.
If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place? You see, modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, wouldn't you say?
Not at all extreme.
As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. So despite one or two minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, wouldn't you say?
Overwhelmingly.
But us modern gals aren't always delighted to embrace new fads, you know. So I'd be only too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one.
I'd be happy to do that too, if only I could.
Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady.
Right, I'm glad you omitted rational there. Chad, I don't have theories, but... Okay, why don't we talk to the people that aren't saying anything remotely close to the scene? Maybe they have more to add.
You just want to get this over with? How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here. Well, him and me both, like I said before.
What?
I told you already, I'm a day laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some reddies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down in the Thames. Is it Thames? Thames River, right? Thames tomorrow morning. What? You heard me, my missus doesn't want to mess about. You know, she can be fierce, believe you me.
Like this lady. Another shining example of marital bliss then. Guys, I want you guys to remember not to marry someone that treats you that way, okay? Okay, you make sure that you marry someone that treats you with respect and the love you guys deserve. Yeah. you deserve it, chat.
Situation like this cropped up the other day and it was no, it's funny, but I can't quite remember. Sorry. It was too frightening, that's the thing. I must have blocked it out.
Helpful. Blocked what?
I wonder if Mr. Beat will ever be dragged into the Thames by his scarf.
Don't even go there, Mrs. Sato. There must be some way to jog his memory about this. How do we jog? Oh, we have a fire back home. It gave me the sneezes. Maybe this would jog his memory. Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case?
Sorry, what's that? You'll have to speak up, lad.
Could you tell me more? Can you tell us more about the fire?
It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It had 70 candles on top it did. What a sight to behold it was.
You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil worship? I forget that the cake on the candles on the cake is not a Japanese thing.
Of course not. It was an angel cake. Celebrate my birthday, obviously.
It seems that's a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruhodo.
Anyway, I mustered all my puff to blow him out. Only I must have blown the wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but the candles went flying all over the room.
That's a big huff. I don't think it's possible to do that.
The furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place was filled with smoke.
No one's reacting to this story at all. Definitely sounds like devil worship to me. And by the sneezes, I presume you mean the cold. But how did you catch a cold from a fire?
What a fiasco it was! The grandchildren, bless them, threw water over me as they tried to put out the flames.
Well, nope, nothing. Okay. And then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it.
The windows. See, chat? They opened the windows because of the fire. I told you. Final for the smoke.
The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil dancing on my grave, it did. I caught a terrible cold from it. It put me in the hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry.
I knew it was devil worship all along, but something about this old man's story is playing on my mind for some reason.
Because of the window.
We need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street, as well as how he or she could have done it.
Yes, but once again, the jurors' statements are full of personal prejudice. A lot of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments to the contrary.
I think you're going to need to pit them against each other to force them to accept an alternative explanation.
You can't do that! Gee, if only there was a feature to state that two statements contradict each other. Definitely there is.
I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their assertions, just a connection might do the trick.
Yeah, the window! The window!
Alright, I'll see what I can do. If anything stands out, I'll go in for a strike. That's the spirit.
Okay, so we'll do the window first. Okay, window with...
Objection!
Probably?
These two jurors' statements clearly contradict one another.
They do? How exactly, counsel?
Don't point at me again. I told you it wasn't me.
What's that you say?
Speak up, lad. Speak up.
Juror number 3, do you see?
Oh, me. See what, sir?
Did you hear juror number 6's account of his birthday celebrations last year? It seems, despite being a Londoner, he once opened his windows in the middle of winter.
Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from the fire, then you'd be mad not to open the... Oh!
Well, final. Well. Well, final. Look who's I don't know what to say. Look whose thought process was actually correct. Welty indeed. Send Vital to the basement. He's confusing me with his true facts and science.
Exactly. On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Garadev household. And Mr. Garadev had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke.
Oh my!
Oh, my hat.
Well, miss. It's a lot of tea you're drinking there. There's a lot of tea.
Juror number 4, do you have something to say about that?
Mrs. Garadev.
Oh, dearie me! What's the meaning of this? How dare you imply that I'm hiding who I really am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now. What is it? When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window?
Only I can say to Files that it isn't modern day. They didn't know that yet, Fido. Times have changed.
What? I beg your pardon. What are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and the bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window. And what if we did?
Aha!
Oh, all right then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy since I continued to give him a justly deserved book battering.
Even though your house was on fire?
Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise.
Of course, I should have realized.
That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. You've managed to establish that the window was open. We simply must have that added to Mrs. Gary Dev's formal statement. Now you mention it, yes, the window was open at the time. I clean forgotten, but it's true.
Look, I just... Okay. So... The window could have been open when the woman was throwing books. I mean, it's definitely a possibility. How the victim was stabbed. But how would you be stabbed by a book being thrown? Oh, maybe she threw a knife! Don't they have, like, armory and, like, weapons in display? Right? Should I pit 3 and 4, you think? But we already established that the books were...
Hold it!
I don't know, I'm gonna press 1 just in case.
But as we know, there were 4 books, not 3.
Well, what difference does it make?
There's every possibility that the 4th book, in fact, belongs to the defendant's landlord.
Yes, that's the part I have a problem with.
Sorry.
Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap with his wife or something, you said.
That's not exactly how I put it, no.
Well, anyway, the point is, the fellow and his wife were somewhere else where it happened. I think that's what you call a strong alibi. So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves the Nipponese fellow. Honestly, I can't see what all this palaver is about. It's a done deal, isn't it?
I suppose it is, since I have nothing witty left to say.
Maybe I do have to do 3. Can you press with the new testimony? I guess so. We can try.
The 4th book found at the scene of the crime shows a very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Gary Dev told us he had been reading.
Well, I really couldn't say.
On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading?
I did. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I held it straight at him. Now that you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right.
Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset?
Because I couldn't, you insolent little man, I did remember. At times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on as well, you know.
I really don't.
I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it.
Oh. Oh.
What is it, juror number 5?
You know something? I've remembered what it was. The memory I'd blocked out.
I was listening to this granny was saying, to what this granny was saying, brought it all flooding back.
What are you calling a granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Mrs. Gary Dever, the maid, I'll have you know.
The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's used to being hit all the time.
It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home after work, like... I put my hand in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day and I nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out.
Oh dear, what a disaster.
You haven't heard the half of it, boy.
Oh.
The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time.
I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost a day's wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear. Struck to the wall next to me, it did. About an inch deep.
No words, just terror.
I could smell it then, you know, the god-awful stench of the Thames. I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it?
The wife has throwing skills. What if I feel like the lady, Mrs. Garadeb, might have accidentally thrown a knife? I mean, she doesn't know what she's been throwing. I'll never use the word lightly again.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it.
Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined.
No, I wasn't thinking that.
Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor using a bow or the like.
What? Attack? Who are you going to attack?
Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could rather be significant, I think.
Alright, we'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later if I dare.
What if we pit... Well, we pit this against this one about how the victim was stabbed. Right?
Objection!
Right? Oh, damn. What happened to my tracking? Oh, no! I forgot to plug my phone. Hold on, chat. Just staring into space as one does when playing games. Better not piss off Susato. You got that right, chat. Okay. I'm ready.
Those two statements clearly have a significant connection.
Good grief, you mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, at once.
Juror number 2, do you think perhaps that this could be one such novel alternative?
Oh my, whatever do you mean?
An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back.
Susato will kill you for spilling tea on a carpet. Susato will... She did tackle me and like throw me on the floor a bunch of times.
What are you talking about?
We've demonstrated that the fourth book, The Lion's Pride, was found at the scene of the crime. Originated in Mr. Garadeb's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garadeb household to the street below.
What's that now?
After all, Mrs. Garadeb could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4?
What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole?
I've never been called a beanpole. And now, damn, that hurt.
Who are you calling beanpole?
I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origins of this book came to light, perhaps she's had a feeling this might be what happened.
Now you listen here, you Isengala. As a foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of the house, but what was it?
I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that at the very least this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense theory.
I will call Nym a beanpole from now on. Don't you dare, Fido. Back to the basement where you came from. The other object that found its way... The jackknife!
Take that!
Juror number 4, Mrs. Garrideb. What now? I must apologize in advance for this. But I need to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before?
Good lord, Counsel, what on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was launched into the victim's back, man.
My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garrideb was hurling anything she could at her husband, who'd been backed up against the window. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke, and through which a book sailed to land at the scene of the crime. You can't seriously believe that book was found in the victim's grasp.
Are you saying that it flew out a window and across the street to land neatly in her hand?
Even my missus hasn't got on aim like that. Yes, I admit there are many details we don't yet understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now. Oh my. Mrs. Garrideb, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not?
Chat, the person isn't dead. Okay, Ace Attorney has so many murders that it's quite understandable why everyone would forget that she's not dead yet. This is, oh no, another murder. What are the odds? This game has murder everywhere. I'm guessing that's a yes.
My lord, I wish to change my decision. I'm a woman of my word, after all.
Thank you, madam. Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now with so many unanswered questions. Mr. Foreman!
Oh my god, he's on my side, chat. This is the first time I've seen this.
I'd have to agree. Not that I think the granny didn't mind.
Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either.
All together now, ladies and gents.
What about old man? What about old beard papa? What about Santa man? What about juror number 6?
We did it!
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo.
I bet vampire prosecutor is really cross with me right now, chat. He's like, again, we don't end the trial once again. God damn this summation examination.
So, as a result of the defense summation examination, a number of jurors' leanings have been changed. 2 jurors call guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided, and this trial will continue.
Yay! That means I'm not done yet here. That means I'm not done yet. I thought this would be the end.
Now then, Lord Van Zykes, how does the prosecution wish to proceed?
I like, at least he's still pouring wine, chat. He's not too angry.
This trial is rapidly descending into a farce.
At least vampire prosecutor man isn't too angry.
Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough.
Oh, stand corrected.
But what follows is so repugnant. It's good for nothing save the gutter. If I may, Lord Van Zykes, The defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened.
Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? The defense argument is a joke to which I barely know how to respond, but let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourself better with the relative positions of those places being discussed.
What do you mean by that? What's his angle this time?
That's true.
It should have already been more apparent that between the crime scene of the Garideb household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road.
I know he should be on trial for wasting perfectly good wine. I mean, look at that. Looks like it's vintage too.
Which means the distance from the Garideb's house to the scene is some, yes, 15 yards.
Let me see, 15 yards. That's around 14 meters.
14 meters? That's a little farther than I imagined.
And as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly noted as having portentous significance, the fourth book was found in the victim's clutches.
Maybe the victim was. What if the victim was in the fight or not? I don't know.
In other words, the smoldering book wantonly hurled by the lady of the house traveled some 15 yards to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's fingers and thumb. Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend?
He has a point, Chet.
Did the jackknife follow a near-identical trajectory to plunge in the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is something stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have one more believable plots. There's nothing I can say to that.
That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Mrs. Sato!
Serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he?
Maybe let's pick our battles here.
My lord, might I be allowed to speak?
As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense. Yes, go ahead.
The prosecution may consider the idea fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning. And as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible.
He has a point and a good-looking pointer. Oh damn, he reads Herlock. Oh damn, Van Zyke's a Herlock Sholmes fan. She does love detective stories. Choo choo choo. Hello, No Face. Welcome to the stream.
To that end, juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garideb, must be called to testify and submit the cross-examination.
Sakes alive! A cross-examination of a juror!
In the first place, why is she a juror? She's supposed to be an unbiased party. Well, they did. I mean, she has connections to. If someone who has connections to the defendant, aren't they not allowed to be a juror? Technically, she is the landlady of this guy. I don't think the courts here are doing a good job of picking jurors.
Oh, order! Oh, order! Oh, order! Well, this is highly irregular.
Budgetary constraints, probably.
It's unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand.
Objection!
Oh my god, he held the whole bottle! That's the first time I've seen that happen.
And unnecessary. Lord Van Zykes!
There are already witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's partial theory has any truth in it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before this couple's eyes. And we must assume they would be able to testify accordingly.
What say you, witnesses?
I guess I knew random, but I hadn't figured out the conflict of interest parts yet. I know, not the whole bottle. How could you waste the whole bottle of wine? Give it to me, I'll drink it. I'm drinking like the leftover parts from the wall.
Yes, sir. Constable Rolly Beat reporting for duty, sir.
Well, good morning, officer.
Sorry for dozing off until now, sir. I haven't slept for a month on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir.
A month!
Oh, they are so heroic, these London bobbies.
Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more.
Oh, Rolly, my hero, you make me swoon.
Ugh.
I'm so mad at him wasting wine, I just can't. But you're mad at him wasting wine, Final, but you would love to be pointed at, would you?
Very well, I hereby reject the defense request
Oh,
and order the witnesses in the stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any details pertaining to the defense alternative explanation of events.
He's just too rich to point at you.
Yes, sir.
And there he goes, back to sleep again. Constable Beats report.
This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garrett house are top hinge casements.
obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave a scene and to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for a moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir.
Is the bandage on his hat due to her book? What bandage on the hat? I didn't see it. I didn't see the bandage. What is this? I hear about a crime scene. The crime scene, chat! Not the cream!
Well, this is quite startling. Top-hinge casement windows.
That detail was not in the police report, Constable.
Yes. Sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy.
You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable.
No, sir.
Sorry, but what exactly is a top hinge casement window?
And you cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend.
Of course, sorry.
I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's room.
Alright, I'll try. Is that it?
So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house.
Oh, yeah. But it's a top hinge casement window. It swings open along the upper edge, you see. That's true. Wow, how could that, land out?
I'm glad you rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature. Is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount. It prevents it opening. This is all news to me.
Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or a knife were to have been thrown through the open window, it would have collapsed against the pane and fallen straight down the pavement below.
No! You see the problem then. Good. Your education in Windows is complete. There was never any possibility of either book or knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered, something we've discounted already. That can't be.
Did you see that, Rolly? That young Japanese man just collapsed in agony. Oh yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me. Why are they so happy about it? Oh, Rolly, you're so strong.
How is this happening? I have to do this with my face down on the floor. How is this happening? I haven't even started the cross-examination yet and already my argument's been destroyed. Bro is cooking us. No, Chad, what do we do? Yeah, until if you drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination. Yeah, the cross-examination will solve all the cooking. We can do it. My lord. Oh good, another desperate situation.
Cross-examination. We got this, chat. We got this. You see, the windows on the top floor of the garage house were top-hinge casements. Thrown out the window, we would have seen it. Okay, I'll press the top whatever casements. By which we mean they don't open fully, is that correct?
Yes, sir. They're just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see, so they're restricted as to how much they open.
And therefore, anything thrown out of the window from inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. Ah, here is the location where the objects would have fallen.
Yes, directly opposite the scene of the crime on the other side of the rather wide road.
Would have been so hard for somebody to mention this top-hinge casement thing before. Well, I have another question for you, Constable.
And what would that be, sir?
How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garadev's house is furnished with?
Ah, well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday.
Oh. What are you thinking, ma'am? Do you have something to add, Mrs. Beat?
Sorry.
You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that?
Oh, I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky.
Lucky? What do you mean?
Well, of course, I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky it didn't happen on Rolly's beat. It was so close, you see.
Oh, I hadn't realized.
Oh yes, that street, Briar Road. That's the boundary between Rolly's beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love?
Constable Beat.
Oh yes, that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with the interviewing of the occupants of the Garadev household yesterday. Their house is on my beat, you see, sir.
That really was cutting it close then.
Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. Thank you for subscribing. It's that demon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If the Gyaradev household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well?
Let him sleep. I feel so bad he hasn't slept in a month, chat. Imagine that. 1 month. And this... How can he not be sleeping in 1 month? And look at it. Look, his skin is so clear. So he looks kind of healthy, too.
Outside Mr. Gyaradev house. Yes, bam! The pavement on that side of the road is part of my beat.
I see. I was unaware of that.
Just think if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of the Briar Road. We would never have been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a Bobby after all.
You're extraordinary people are Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners.
Do you know what I think? I think it was a good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling? That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it.
I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record.
Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately.
Pavement where the victim was found lies just on Constable Beats Beat, the border of which runs now in the middle of Briar Road. Okay, how is that gonna be? How is that gonna be relevant later on, I wonder? Hello, Yuki! Welcome! Welcome to the stream! No worries, we're just getting in the heat of the I don't know what we're getting into, but we're gonna figure out the truth somehow.
And now it's my turn, I think. Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene and go fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
What if Rolly was the murderer? She like left. What if Rolly did something to the scene of the crime? What if Rolly put the book in her hands and stuff? I don't know.
Yes, you said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer, is that right?
That's right, yes. If it had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course. Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat. So Rolly told me the way, only I sort of got a little lost on the way. Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me.
Is this why you watch my streams, chat? It's because of my terrible sense of direction is bewitching to you.
Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly.
Their eyes are really similar. I swear these two are related. If these two are not related, I don't know how. I swear they're related somehow. They're like third cousins.
So I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes, but like I said, my Rolly was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed. I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, sir.
Are they third or second cousins? Maybe they are second cousins, actually. They're siblings. Maybe they're just fated for each other. Sometimes they do say, chat, that like, you know how they say isn't this real? Like, it's fake. Oh, oops. Okay. Isn't this a thing, chat? Or that you're sort of attracted to people that look like your family, right? Like you apparently get attracted to people that have the family resemblance, right? That's real. That's a real thing. That you're attracted to people that look like your family. Nym, what is that? Don't mind my screen. It's gonna full screen soon. Come on, full screen it. Full screen. Come on. Why are you not full screening? There we go.
I did leave the scene.
Okay, we already established that.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. I had no right to speak out.
What do you mean?
I requested the cross-examination of Mrs. Garadev without consulting you, even if the judge did deny me.
Oh, I see. Well, I agree with you. We do need testimony from Mrs. Garadev if we're ever going to get to the truth of this matter.
Do you really think so?
Well, think about it. No matter how far it is across the road or how that window opens, Mr. Garadev's book found its way to the scene of the crime somehow, didn't it?
Just a peek backstage. You didn't even have to pay extra. Sorry, chat. I'm on like window capture because for some reason game capture would not capture. So I'm just on window capture.
And then there was Mrs. Garadev's reaction to me showing her knife. The woman's hiding something, I'm sure of it.
You're right again.
We need to use this cross-examination to uncover more clues. We'll get to the bottom of this one way or another, I swear.
Okay, what do we do? Yeah, window capture is greater than game capture. Who needs game capture if you can capture the window and all its secrets? Okay, I think I'm gonna press the last statement. This one, I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report.
Hold it!
Let's see. Let's see.
Nothing to report.
That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene. Nothing was removed from it. I could swear that on the Lord's honor, sir.
Really? That seems a little strange.
Beg your pardon, sir? Strange, sir? Seems altogether regular to me.
This burnt copy of The Lion's Pride was originally in the Garadev household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hands of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time?
Don't forget to stop window capturing when it's burning inside. I'll make sure. Oh, yes, my alcoholism and my scuffness is the bewitching portion. Clearly.
Aha! Could it be a different copy, sir? One that would just happen to be burnt as well.
What about my amazing British accent, Jen? My terrible British accent.
Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder.
Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene.
Is that so?
You were making a British accent? I was! What? I was!
There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how that knife ended up in her back and how the book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them.
Not for Inosuke, but for the British people. I'm so sorry. Okay. We already did this, so I'm gonna skip it. Let's press more stuff. Maybe I'll press the first statement, maybe? Okay, let's press everything, I guess.
How can you say that for certain?
A very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty.
He showed us that before, didn't he?
Did he? I can't say I remember.
To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. It's what the job's all about. And that's why I can't stand here today beside my long-suffering wife.
Long-suffering wife?
And tell you what Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes admittedly, sir. Oh, Rolly, you're so manly. Of course I am, my darling Patricia. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly.
My god, this... No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb?
Ah, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir.
Yes, well, so could you answer the question? That was a waste of time then.
Absolutely, sir. I will answer it to the fullest of my ability, sir. There's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's domestic dispute can't be related to this case. But before I get into that, sir, just one thing.
Yes?
I'd very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles.
I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here.
So to that end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for your perusal. But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears.
Thank you. I'll try. I got a warrant card! Okay, let's see. Let's check it out, chat.
Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir.
Oh, yes, of course. What is it?
You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell.
What? I wasn't really. I mean, what's she doing?
Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word, I am.
I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you. Yes, Miss Beat, I am doubting your husband. They're hiding something. If Rolly was the murderer, would Miss Beat find it manly? I think she'd be down. I think she'd be into it.
No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you?
Yes.
Yes, Mrs. Beat, I'll allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one.
That was a very loud mutter.
I heard that. That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rolly won't.
Duly noted, Mrs. Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue.
What could she possibly be about to say, I wonder?
I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. Hold on. I want to examine this first. Policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. A patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on this beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigation and help detectives. That's pretty normal, right? But it wasn't in his beat though. It was this, right? It was discovered in someone else's beat. So why was it that well, anyway, we'll figure it out. Why is she treating Rolly like a doll? Love, Yuki, British love. I can't speak for the British, but yes, British love, I guess. Let me check. Let's check this sense of direction thing. Mrs. Beat, nobody's questioning what you've told us.
I saw it. I did. That evening, I saw it clearly. That little Eastern man with the whiskers and the funny curved back slinking away from the scene. And I know what I didn't see as well.
I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky.
All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction.
Oh, yes. Well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rolly. He gets ever so cross.
Ah, what is this?
Constable Beat, is there a problem?
No, sir. No problem, sir.
Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps?
Oh, well, in a way, sir. Yes, sir. I was just remembering. Same thing happened that evening is all.
You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way on the night of the incident?
Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than what I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15. Oh, Rolly, you're such a tease. But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly. The bouquet?
Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Rolly's so romantic. He saved up for it with the farthings and halfpennies.
Halfpennies?
He found in the gutter while doing his rounds.
Yes, how romantic.
I'd forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling? Yes. But that was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise. Really? Oh.
What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange. He stole money! He stole money! Alright, I don't know.
I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet.
Okay, he does have a girl chat. You may feel bad for Rolly, but look at that. He's happily married. Rolly's corrupt. Maybe he gets bribes. Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned, I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to.
Oh, Van Zykes knows something about the bouquet.
She dropped her bouquet. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Yes, that's right. I was so upset. When we ran over, I saw it was a woman with a knife in her back. I was so shocked, I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. I was in a dark spot when the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on.
Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all.
In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased.
I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Oh, what if Rolly moved the victim's body? What if it was on the other side of Briar Road? It was on his. What if he moved it? Why would he do that? Maybe it was on his beat and he moved it to another person's beat because he didn't want to like investigate? I don't know. Why would he do that?
Your husband, presumably.
That's right, silly me. I'd gone over the wrong side of the street. Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time, I can't think of how it got there. I really can't.
So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite.
I don't think it was the bouquet that moved. I think it was the body, like the whole crime scene, like the body was moved.
Curious indeed.
Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. That beautiful rose Rolly bought me. Would that change from the gutter he spent so long collecting?
By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this sorry solitary rose?
Oh, yes, that's it. That's the bouquet Rolly bought me for our anniversary. With old bits of change he found in the gutter.
Maybe he just call it a rose?
Tell us, Lord Van Zykes, where did you come by the flower?
According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Gary Deb household.
That's where the scene of the crime was. It fell on the lady. See, chat. What if she caught the book because it fell on her, and then the knife just fell on her back. I don't know. Then they were moved
in front of the Gary Deb's house. Although it wasn't noticed until morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
And Patricia doesn't know that he moved the crime scene because she's always lost. She has bad sense of direction. That's why. I still think it was Grandpa Juror. No. Grandpa Juror is a sweet summer child. He must be protected at all costs and he's the best. Was it really a lady Nym or the old man in the jury? I think Mrs. Gary Deb did almost kill someone. And then they moved the body. I think that's what happened.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Could I have it back now, please?
No, I think for good measure, this rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Oh.
Anniversary bouquet has been added.
But it's a symbol of our love. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Good grief, rest assured that I shall do my very best not to forget Mrs. Beat.
Aha! Should I present the rose in this part? Because Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. But clearly he did not. Right? Maybe, but I might be wrong.
Objection!
Oh no, never mind. Never mind. Whoop. Whoop. I made a mistake. The wrinkles return to the smooth brain of ours. Hello, Garrett. Welcome. I'm sort of seeing the big picture of this trial, though. But I don't know where to do the pressing. Maybe we should. Okay, what if we press this?
Hold it!
Yes, you said you went to a nearby police office. Wait, I think did we press this already?
If it had been at Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly.
Oh, okay. We did. We did. I've already pressed this statement, I'm pretty sure. Please. So if I was to go to the next ever Rolly was seen. Dropped my bouquet, ended up losing my way. I didn't take my eye off the crease. Something strange to report. I wonder what are we supposed to press? What do you make of all of this?
Yes, the whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along, but I believe I'm starting to get a picture of what really happened here now. The fourth book that had no business being at the scene of the crime made me sure that Mrs. Garridev was hiding something from us, but it's becoming increasingly clear that someone else has been hiding something from us as well. I think I may already be armed with everything I need to make a decisive blow here. This time, it's going to expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair.
But where am I supposed to present it? Maybe... Where am I supposed to... What am I supposed to present? This one? So I'm pretty sure this was the scene of the... Huh. A pavement with a big house was outside the middle of Briar Road. Photograph. Book. Okay, well, I'll examine the rose. I don't know. I'll examine the rose. I don't know. Nope.
An English rose. It's such a beautiful flower.
Ah, this was a rose, is it? I've never seen one before.
Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo?
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know there are three. Do know three types at least.
Gosh, 3?
Yeah, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom.
Perhaps you should consider branching out.
Learning okay, I guess there's nothing.
Maybe this? Any crimes that fall under the jurisdiction of the beat until which they're discovered. Branching out, Woodhams. Maybe it's the police regulations. But or still the rose. We can try presenting the rose. Maybe you are right. Why not? Maybe we have to present the rose here, possibly. We'll see. Okay. Okay, let's just try. Let's try.
Objection!
Oh, that wasn't the statement to present it in. Why not? The statement was literally Constable Beat was guarding the scene of the crime and he made sure nothing was wrong, and I presented the rose because I was like, the rose was moved, Mr. Constable Beat. It made sense in my head, chat. I'm just saying that like the previous mistakes made sense to me. A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Yeah, how poetic.
You claim, Constable Beat, there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. That can't be!
What do you mean to say?
In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime, the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, no doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. Why is he so mean about it?
Meager.
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to that fact?
He moved it! Pum pum pum! A drink by any other name would disappear just as fast. I'm gonna drink some water, check. Nice cold water. Just water.
No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore to that on the Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Rolly didn't mention it, I'm sure.
No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Gary Dev's book. That's true. Mr. Gary Dev's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road, in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's house. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them.
Bum bum bum! We got you now! We got you now, Rolly! Can't roll out of this one, huh?
What are you trying to say? The way you're talking sounds like you think my Rolly's done something wrong.
Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. Wittering on about books and bouquets, why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is.
Oh good, Mrs. Garadeb's come around. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garadeb, but deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called,
Tampering, Mr. Naruhodo.
But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason.
Objection!
Tampering? You barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend. Who would have possibly had the cause to carry out such an elaborate deception?
Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening.
It was Rolly! Let's go, chat. Time to blame Rolly. I've been waiting for the whole trial to blame Rolly. All the evidence in the testimony points to that one particular person. This is what you get, Rolly, for being in a happy relationship.
Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for the tampering with the scene of the crime?
Bum bum bum!
Damn him. Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rolly Beat, it was you!
Take that, Rolly! Rolly, no! It's okay, Fido. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. It's just tampering. It's not murder.
What? A policeman? A member of the Scotland Yard?
What nonsense! Why would my Rolly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London.
Mrs. Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it.
You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about that Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
Objection!
If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it.
Oh.
And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene.
Oh, well.
Objection!
He proves how straight he is every night, sometimes twice. No, I don't wanna. Please don't put that picture in my head. No face. Please don't.
First, you make accusations about the landlord and his wife.
Now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing. You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something.
That's right, he's right. But my husband and I happened to be there, that's all. So why would he have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense.
You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering.
Aha! I have a motive. I have it. It's the book of the Scotland Yard handbook.
And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats.
He didn't want a crime in his own beat, so he was like, I'm just gonna move it to a different beat, and now I'm gonna say that my beat has no crime. Constable Beat has a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime.
That's the key to this entire affair.
Mr. Naruhodo, have you managed to solve this mystery?
Aha! Let's go, Chad. Let's go.
Counsel, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering.
He probably didn't want his night with his wife bothered by his job. Maybe, probably, because it is their anniversary.
Yes, my lord. Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide
Where the victim fell! I'm pretty sure about that.
where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs.
What?
Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road, we saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know.
That's certainly what everyone has been led to believe.
Yunosuke landed in London for like a week and he's already accusing police officers of a crime. You know what? I've started from the bottom. I cannot fall down lower. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it.
But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all.
What? What?
That's right, Rolly. We got you now. You can't hide from us.
Now I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel.
If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Where are you proposing the crime actually took place that evening?
Bum, bum, bum.
But that's...
On the opposite side of the road.
I don't understand.
On the evening in question, Mr. Garadeb's book fell directly down from the open window above, and your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself.
Good gracious!
Objection!
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place.
That's right, I saw it with my own eyes.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar Road.
No, that's not true. It can't have been.
Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during that 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene.
I find it kind of hard to believe that this scrawny officer that's lacking sleep carried a whole woman to the other side of the road. But okay.
He moved all the things shown in this print, the victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road.
Yeah, like how? How could you move that lady? She was about to say the cream scene again. It's hard to read, chat. When a date is on the line, everything is possible. He got like a rush of adrenaline. It's like, my date is ruined. Scrawny on the outside, buff on the inside. Have you seen how he rinsed her Nym? Man got stamina. Maybe he's like all those Demon Slayer. You know how in Demon Slayer they all look like so young, but the inside they're like so buff.
Extraordinary.
But the constable overlooked one thing.
What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume. Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Zyke said it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no light.
Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously.
Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. And that is the defense theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Rolly Beat.
He's gonna wake up, chat. He's gonna wake up. He's gonna wake up so hard. Oh, never. What?
Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposes.
Uh-oh.
Only it seems... It wasn't a dream at all.
Good golly.
He just admitted to it, chat. He was so calm about it, too. He was like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it, so what?
Order, order, order. What on earth is the meaning of all this?
Oh, Rolly, why? Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it?
Wishing the victim dead should be one, too. Guys, she's not dead! She's not dead!
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respectable member of the Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town.
I can't say, sir.
What?
I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation, for everything.
Why can't he say? Is it that bad? 1 month without sleep can do that? True.
I have a possible explanation for why on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason.
What? How could you possibly know? You're a foreigner presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman. And yet, Lord Van Zyke, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far.
Oh yeah, judge is on my side.
I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory.
He called me extraordinary!
Counsel for the defense, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence.
At once, my lord. England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. and I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions.
I know what it is. The warrant card!
Take that!
Take that. Judge is now officially in our harem. Welcome, Judge!
I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land. I have only just arrived from Japan, which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. For example,
Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on this beat is in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly.
but for Constable Beat, the day in question was special.
Special? Oh!
On account of this bouquet, my lord.
Oh yes! It was our very first wedding anniversary!
Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal.
When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road.
Bum 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 bum. Yes, he's just a wholesome wife guy, that's true.
When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through the man's mind?
But sir, just on that particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat put up a lot being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I cared.
He did it for love, Chad! He did it for the love!
This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling the policeman, it says, when a crime is discovered on this beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives.
Ho ho!
Constable Beat! Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole crime of the scene of the crime that day?
Yes. Everything you said, it's all right.
So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat.
Oh,
Exactly.
Mad respect. Campering a crime scene for love, how romantic. Love will condemn you, we do all for love.
To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat.
Beats beat.
Good gracious! Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you have done?
it was the first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be lurking somewhere. As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on this beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight, of all nights? Why?
So he moved it.
It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then when I opened my mouth to speak. It just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you'll have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Mersham Street and then...
Aha! Normal guy got hit by the plot. Tragic. Tragics. Now he's gotta go to prison for tampering. Maybe he can just pay a fine. Maybe. Oh no, not the tears. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, Constable. I, I just wanted just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, Rolly. Just that one night. You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined, and so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction. It's a little guy from Dungeon Meshi. No, it's not, Kiwi! Poor Rolly. Just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat scare. You see, I thought, well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Oh, of course he did. Otherwise, my Rolly would never have left the poor woman freezing on the cold pavement.
Oh, I see your meaning now.
But God got me back from my sins, didn't he? That's why I'm Mr. Rose and not for Pat. Oh no, Rolly, that was all my fault. I should have never have dropped in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rolly.
And can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from the one side of the road to the other in total?
Oh, 4 it was. Yes, sir, definitely 4.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garadev household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? When all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean.
Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it.
So the girl, she caught it. She caught it. Vampire Daddy and Santa Claus and Nym. Yeah. Vampire Daddy, Santa Claus. Oh, the judge.
How you found it? What do you mean?
When we first ran over the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand.
You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding?
Oh, yes, sir, no doubt about it, sir.
Interesting. The 4th book information has been updated.
Do you think it fell and she just caught it? Or was she part of this little squabble? Was she part of the marital squabble? You think?
I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only 2 people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it at all over the road will make a jolt of a difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it.
My lord. Yes, Lord Van Sykes. I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witness. Constable, you may withdraw.
Yes, sir. Mr. Prosecutor, sir, what will become of my Rolly? What will happen to him?
For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course.
Please don't punish my husband. This was all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late.
Moaning? There is more of a mystery here. It's not over yet, chat.
Leave it.
Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired. She's always one. Chat. It's don't bring your head out of the gutter, chat.
All right then, my love.
One last thing, Constable.
Sir,
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
yes, sir.
Guard that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of the crime.
Oh, never again, sir. You mean to say?
Leave now, the trial is not yet over.
So he has a heart, chat. The vampire has a heart. My head's on the pillow because I just woke up. Good morning, Kibi. How's your morning? Find yourself a partner that looks at you the way Rolly and Patricia look at each other. Find yourself a partner that will tamper a crime scene for you.
Well, quite a starting revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that?
Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here, principally. That the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is the only person who could possibly have committed this crime.
Objection!
Find yourself a partner that looks like your sibling. Chat, there is actual science behind being attracted to someone who looks like your sibling, I guess.
No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else.
No offense to anyone, but that was the gayest way to point I've ever seen. No, it was the elegant point. Final ones to be pointed at that way. It was the best point ever.
Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back.
Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already.
Lord Van Sykes, he said something I couldn't see. Very well. Name the person if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing.
You will name this other person who could have perpetrated the crime.
Obviously. I'm sorry, Joan.
Take that!
It has to be done. Has to be done. The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord.
Once again.
My assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case. It's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garrideb.
Me? Oh dearie me.
Objection!
That request has already been denied.
Objection!
But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garrideb, answer me this.
What do you want? What do you want now, you little toad? Why is my back set different? What do you want now, you little toad?
Her cheeks I wanna squish. She is very squishy.
The time of the incident, you were enraged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garrideb.
Voice changer failing her.
In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited. And to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road.
Well, what of it?
You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the window top hinge casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident.
Yes, and as I said, what's of it?
During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage, and as such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garrideb. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, Have you really never laid your eyes on it before?
Oh. Look at those chubby cheeks.
I don't recall it.
Seriously?
Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there in all that regalia said members of the jury needed to testify, didn't he?
Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. He's on my side, Chad!
Oh!
Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. You know something about this knife, madam. Let the truth come out.
But that's just a common golden knife. That could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know?
What's that?
What, are you joking? What are you saying? Please, Mrs. Garrett.
She just outed herself. Let's go.
Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it.
Oh, the poor woman.
So yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now, chop chop. Do your worst.
Oh, well, Mr. Naruhodo, do I have evidence? If I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already.
The self-report. Self-report. She's sus. Bruno from Popeye to the right of her. Bruno from Popeye. He does look like him. Ma'am, you pour hot tea on your husband. That is true. Juror's gonna vote to eject her.
Okay, we read this. Then take the stand, juror.
Oh!
The prosecution does not object to the defense request to cross-examination this woman.
I think Van Sykes just doesn't like her. And he's like, just take the stand. God damn it.
Thank you, Lord Van Sykes.
He loves me.
Oh, I'm going to have to testify.
Juror number 4, as I'm sure you will appreciate having observed it with your own eyes already. Witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed, truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even have been aware.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garridev. And mark my words, in this court of law today we shall extract the truth.
I just noticed everyone else looks cartoony and Van Sykes looks so detailed. I guess all the main characters are detailed.
You concur, counsels?
Certainly, my lord. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord.
He's starting to join my harem!
Yes! Vampire Daddy, here I come. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving this country, it actually feels real.
I'm a lawyer! Is that what he's about to say?
I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer.
I knew it. Okay, bring on the witness chat. Chop chop, let's get this over with. I want to finish this case today.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes, my name is Joan Garridev. And I'm a juror and such like.
Sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore.
The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case.
That the victim isn't dead. No one remembers that she's not dead. Everyone just keeps killing the victim. It's true. The tea is dangerous in her hands.
Do you understand, madam?
Yes, my lord. You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth.
Oh, dearie me.
Chin up, Jody. Nothing to worry about now.
The husband.
Oh, I didn't know you were here, John.
He just like casually walks up to the podium.
Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Rather think I ought to testify as well, don't you? But what about your knee, dear? Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone.
Oh, John. She's falling in love all over again.
I presume you are Mr. John Garrideb.
Yes, sir. Former second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir. Seen my fair share of action and how living in the quiet life, as it were.
The quiet life. Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question?
Ah, well, yes. Quite.
One lovebird for another. True, another couple. No, I'm gonna have to interrogate another couple. Come on now.
Oh, I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events at your home at the time of the incident in question.
Sir, at once.
Okay, what do they have to say?
The Battle of the Garrideb. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked the candlestick over and set the fire to the carpet. Soon had it out though, got the window open.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say if I noticed if 1 or 2 went missing, I'm afraid. If that bally thing in the victim's back was really one of ours, you'll have a job proving it, I think.
It sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening.
Sir Evior, if you're for life, blink twice. I'm sure he loves the wife. I'm sure.
Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware that on every battlefield you're just a knot's whisker from death at any moment.
Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here?
Well, I must say I'm dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife.
In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are very noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end.
Van Zyke may be right.
Well, whatever the chances, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Very well, counsel. Begin your cross-examination.
Hold on, I'm gonna drink water.
The Battle of the Garrideb.
Wife and I did a bit of a skirmish, can't recall the reasons. I mean, you know the reason. We talked about the reason.
The reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe.
Yes, that's right. If I remember correctly, It all started because of the note that was tucked into the pages of a book belonging to Mr. Garrett. A rather passionate note, in fact. But Mrs. Garrett found the note discovering her husband's little secret. And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face for it too.
What a sordid state of affairs! Hell on earth! Oh, I say, when the chap says he can't recall such things, it's common decency not to drag it all out.
Nah, you gotta say it all in the court. I just did the rollie and fell asleep. Final, we're in the last testimony, Final. This is the last. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get the murderers. I mean, wait, no. The assaulters. She's not dead. She's not dead, chat.
And besides, half of it was wide off the mark anyway.
A likely story.
These waters run very deep.
And what transpired next after these multiple blows to the face?
Knock a candlestick over. Soon had it out though. He got the window open. Meanwhile, I was picking whatever I could find to throw at him. Let's talk about a knife. Poor man, marital quarrel on public record, all for the court to see. Dude's hair makes him look like a Saint Figureland Garling. I have no idea who that is, Kiwi, but I'll take your word for it.
Sorry, would you care to elaborate?
Nothing to say, really. Rather partial to a sport of carving, you see, pipes and whatnot, fishing tackle, you know, the sort of thing.
It's a passion we both share. I like to carve little wooden trinkets too. And then there's my leatherwork.
Sorry to say, we're always losing knives about the place. We have dozens of those things.
They sell them at the market sometimes, 20 for the price of 19. Needless to say, I snapped them up. Jung prefers to use 2 knives at meal times too, instead of a knife and fork.
2 knives?
Now, Joan, we don't want the people thinking I'm some kind of savage. Oh!
Here we go again with the scaldings. Why are they being so evasive?
I imagine it's because they don't want to believe it. They can't bear the thought that it might have been one of their knives that injured the victim.
Which is entirely understandable, of course, but still.
Go on with your testimony, witnesses.
Sir.
The body thing the biggest back really was one of our. You'll have a job proving it. You can press this and see. The height difference seems like his beard would take out his wife's eye. Oh, yeah. That is true.
So you have no intention of admitting it was your knife unless we can produce proof.
What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that face, sir? He knows something, chat.
Even though there is no other credible possibility if Mr. Natsume is innocent.
Objection!
You forget, my Nipponese friend, that it has yet to be established that the accused is not responsible for the attack.
As if I could forget.
If only there was a way to know who had handled the knife.
Can we examine the knife? Oh, look! Like this part is kind of chipped, right?
Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo, just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing.
You're right, well spotted, Mrs. Sato.
I wonder what could happen to it.
Yes. You don't think it could still be lodged in the victim, do you?
Oh dear, I do hope not. That sounds terribly painful.
What if this hit the tip hit the window and broke? You think that would be it, right? Like I'm pretty sure it. Huh. Oh, I just closed it. Okay, that's it. Know who handled the knife, but I suppose wizardry like that is just a dream.
Perhaps you're thinking of fingerprinting, Mr. Naruhodo.
What? You mean it's not a dream? That sort of wizardry really exists?
Just the tip. Not sure if anyone's pointed it out yet, but the couple's very nice to design. They're shaped like the sun and moon. You're right! Oh my god! I never noticed. I never noticed this. You're right! They are! It's so cute! Wait, I think I noticed it last time when we first saw them. Or I just also forgot. She opened the knife and threw it at him. I guess she had time to open the knife.
Whenever people touch anything, they leave behind a unique pattern from their skin, or so they say.
But I can't see anything. There are already countries in the world where these so-called fingerprints can be used as evidence. Lord Strongheart is currently discussing the matter at the Ministry of the Justice.
Yes, I believe we are rapidly approaching an era of scientific methods of investigation.
So I guess we don't have fingerprinting yet.
But for now, we shall have to find an alternative method of proving our assertion. That this knife was found in the victim's back was originally in Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house.
Well, if only I could transplant this whole incident into several years in the future.
If only.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I think we've heard all this before, to be honest. I can't say I'm particularly confident we'll be able to prove anything new from this testimony.
But in this cross-examination, it's absolutely essential. Have we established how this knife came to be at the scene of the incident?
Yes, I know.
I'm sure both of them must be feeling very worried. Worried that it was in fact a knife belonging to one of them that caused the victim's injury.
Sorry, chat. Hold up. Let me drink water. Water, water, water. Okay, let's try pressing other stuff. So for Seki-san's sake, we must find the last crucial piece of evidence. What? Check. Okay, let's press this one because I didn't press it and maybe this might have some new information. We'll see.
And the fire also spread to some items of furniture, didn't it? The bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine, really. Just so happens there was some bath water around that evening, so I sloshed that about to put it out.
A most precarious situation you put yourself in.
Oh, this is a 3-story townhouse on the west side of the street, where the water main isn't connected yet. Have to draw water from the public water pump during the day if you need any, you see.
The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at night. Although, that little mustached Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe.
I defended Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, he receives a stipend for his studies, you know, from his home country. Can you imagine being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours? He's obviously very well off.
Have you actually seen the state of the man?
I believe he uses all his income to buy books.
Well, anyway, the point is, I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough.
Man, we already heard all this. Okay, picking up whatever I could throw at him. Let's see.
Even though the room was on fire?
As far as I was concerned at the time, it was more important to extinguish my anger than the flame. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw.
Oh, I guess that's true. He buys bottle of water. Oh my god, guys. I should have said it that way. Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity to say bottle of water. Damn it.
That is most certainly not true of a Susato takedown, Mr. Naruhodo.
How did she know I was thinking that? So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day?
In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see, some bread, a cabbage, garlic, towel, a sponge, a napkin.
Before I remembered something! Do you have something to add, sir? Oh my god, I suddenly had I said it in a British accent. Mr. Garideb. Don't shoot! Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind? Nothing of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction was somewhat more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall. Ouch. The woman's aim is uncanny. She landed a direct hit with every book. Good grief, woman, we're not home now. This is a court of law.
Oh, dearie me, ever so sorry, dear.
What's she even do with a teapot in here? What's she even doing with a teapot in here?
Well, see, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously.
Well, take a look at this then. How do you suppose that happened,
Your pipe, sir.
Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out of one of her soft projectiles she did, yes. And when I went to pick the thing up, it was broken in two. I like to see a sponge do that sort of damage. I see, your pipe was broken. Would never have set flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I managed to bandage the thing up for now.
Oh, you all want to exaggerate, aren't you, dear?
I wonder what we should make of this account. It could be important! Maybe. The defense believe Mr. Garidev's remarks just now to be of great significance.
Objection!
These war veteran words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife and pipes as well as hearts may be broken. Sentimental wisdom perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony.
Indeed, common sense, one might say.
In Ace Attorney, everything is important. Exactly! Everything is important! Except for the 2 or 3 times it wasn't. Might one.
In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir?
Oh, you can see the pipe.
Well, I don't see why not.
Oh, dearie me, there you go again, trying to
ingratiate yourself with a young lady. Yeah, show us the pipe.
Very well, the court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence.
Let's go, okay.
I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down.
Oh no, it's fine. Thanks to Sato-san, we have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully. What can you tell us the court about a knife used to attack the victim? Okay, let's check the court record. Guess let's look at the bandage. It looks to be in a sorry state with a bandage around it, doesn't it? But for some, oh my god, I see the knife! The tip of the knife, chat! Let's just skip all this, chat, because I see the knife and that's what it is. That's what it is, chat. Let's go, let's go. Okay, there we go. The tip of the... just the tip! Just the tip is inside! Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there. We're uncovering things, let's go!
That seems like it would get in the way of proper pipe use. I know. I don't know how they didn't notice that there.
Yes, I saw it. Something stuck in there, I think. Let's turn it over and give it a shape. What's this? A tiny fragment of metal. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. The tip of a blade? Surely couldn't be.
Let's go. Okay. We're gonna prove it now, chat. We're gonna prove it. And we're gonna present. We might need to piece a knife together. We do? We do? Okay. Well. Well, we can try. If it will piece together, that is. Can you combine these? A small piece of the blade appears to be missing. Wait, part of it's missing. Could be wrong, but I've just got a feeling. You remember this? The tiny fragment of metal. You have to put it together too? Damn. It's a perfect fit! Somehow I just knew it! Okay. Well, I guess we present this now, do we?
Objection!
Oh, do I present the medal? Oh, I think I have to present the medal, chat. Hold on. No! It's okay. We'll present the medal. The tip has been inserted. Okay, hold on. Let me save first, chat. In case this doesn't go the right way for me. I was really sure that presenting the knife would have done it, but I guess we present the medal.
Objection!
There we go. The medal. Save early, save often, as I should.
Mr. Garideb, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing. You can? You used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the regiment of the course, but that was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days. I struggle to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
Oh, he does. Dearie me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter in every word. You must be very busy. Why is he mocking the guy? He's a little dyslexic. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal?
Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence.
Interesting. And where did the feds come by this evidence?
It was lodged inside the chamber of Mr. Garideb's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how it got there.
And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that this is some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road?
I am. What? When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord.
Look at his back. I didn't notice before, Chad, but the back of Mr. Garideb is completely burnt off. He didn't even change his robe, poor man.
You appear rather confident in the extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well, then present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case?
Take that!
Dandai! Pa pa pa!
This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there's a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing.
She's standing on a box? I didn't even notice.
A common issue with the inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones.
And what of this particular knife?
No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
Objection!
No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garadeb's pipe.
Oh! My heart! He got hit so bad.
Good grief, Lord Van Zykes!
The judge is so tense. Oh, his heart, chat. Look at that sorrowful face. Look at the vampire man's sorrowful expression.
I don't believe it. The knife from a crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match.
The lack of ability to put two and two together from these people is amazing. Because you have to spell it out in these games.
Order, order, order! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery?
This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle.
A miracle!
So Van Zykes has figured it out, has he?
Council, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once!
Oof, my heart's totally not missing because I'm undead. We got his heart now, get his head. The vampire's done for. No, we just captured his heart. He's in our harem now.
Yes, my lord, the crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garadeb's pipe?
Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony.
Had the sting in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out of one of her soft projectiles she did, yes.
Oh, we've never been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. That is it. Oh man, the shaking. The shaking.
Oh, dear me.
During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garadeb flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garadeb, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time.
Which caused the tip to break off, of course.
Good lord!
Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garadeb's pipe.
How would... I don't understand. It hit the pipe and then it hit the window too? And then hit the victim? That sounds like situations that would not happen, but I guess maybe.
The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1.
And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window.
Whoa!
In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garadeb's house, it's the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below.
What are the odds, chat? She'd be a monster at baseball. What are the odds that that would happen? Oh gosh, oh dear, no. No! She is on a box!
Objection!
The final question. Oh, there's more. A full-bodied theory, I give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument.
Sorry?
But after all, it's just a theory. A game theory. The bottle I fear is corked. Because you see,
Oh my god, not the foot.
it's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency. An insurmountable what?
Feet! Chat, calm down. It's just feet. It's just feet, chat. Excuse me, sir. Chat, chill, Dracula. No more wine shall be shed in this cart. Please, save the wine.
Lord Van Zykes, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified?
An inconsistency in the simplest nature, my lord.
No, chat, don't sniff. Chat, calm down.
The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back.
Oh, I know what she did. Chat! This is what happened, chat. I'm calling it now. Nym smart. I'm calling it now. The book fell. She bent down to pick up the book, which is why the book was in her hand. And the knife fell on her back as she bent down to pick it up. Mr. Van Zykes is like, how could the knife be at her back? When it just fell, you know. I get it.
Yes, in her... Ah!
That's right, you silly little man.
Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground.
So Gravity was a true murderer. It's not a murder, chat. She's still alive.
The knife was struck and had fallen from above.
No, the wine!
There's no possible way it would have planted itself onto the victim's back.
Ah, but I got it, chat. I got a failed murder is still a murder name.
Order!
Quite right, you see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck her on top of her head. Well, lost for words, look. I knew it. I never liked his theory in the first place. I don't know, though, what really did happen.
Gravity has a massive body count on Disney villains. That is true. Gravity is very dangerous, chat.
It would appear the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder.
Hold your horses, guys. I have an explanation. Hold your horses.
If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history.
No, Inosuke, don't give up.
We were so close I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track.
We are!
But now, the way has been blocked completely by just one simple inconsistency.
We can explain it.
Or in other words,
We simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency, and the theory will stand.
Mr. Sato!
You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all, and your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there.
Seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance of your theory is fatally flawed.
It's not. Come on. Try to stretch this into a 15-minute cross-examination. Please let me end this. Let me end this now.
This inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. Become wrinkled brain. It's a test. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. What are you implying? Counsel, there is a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. And explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer.
Goodness.
Utter madness.
We got this, chat. I'm just gonna send it now.
Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak.
I got this. This is the last inconsistency, the final piece in the puzzle. I can do this, chat. Truth will lay bare. The evidence that explains how the falling knife will be enlarged in the victim's back is the picture. I'm not even gonna save. That's how sure I am. This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. The buried book.
Is that not Mr. Garadev's book?
Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim is holding it in her hand.
But as we all know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that.
No. The music stopped for a short time. We got this. You know it's correct when the music stops.
Quite so, as part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road.
That's true, however. As part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point.
He did say that the book was not moved and it was there. That's how he found it. He first ran over to see it. You can't bring me down. Mwaha! I'm so excited to finish this case, chat. We've been on this case for so long.
In other words, the victim had already picked up the book of her own volition. And clearly that must have been before she suffered the knife wound.
Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything.
Guys, put it together. Put it together, courtroom. Why do I have to explain this?
So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand?
By jingo!
I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now. Oh, dearie me!
We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garadeb household onto the pavement below, at precisely the moment the victim was walking past.
Yes, at exactly that moment, the young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her.
The book got through.
Yes, Mrs. Garadeb, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement?
Well, I clearly can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down and picked the book up.
Bam! Yes, that's exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book.
Oh heavens! It's been years, Nym. We're forever bound to this stream. Literally, please. Let's finish this.
What position would her back have been? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, the next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back.
What a sad string of inconvenient events for this to happen to her.
And at the same time, walking by chance directly behind Mrs. Green, was a defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Well, I never.
It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor, in the dark in the fog. He didn't see the knife falling on her from above.
Oh,
And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker.
So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place.
No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated into an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case.
Boom, boom, boom.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb,
The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps I might have been something like that.
there, old bean.
Poor Mrs. Garrideb.
Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book, and I threw the knife as well.
Top 2 fave case, not gonna lie. Is this one of your favorite cases, chat? I did quite enjoy it, quite a lot. First is the next case. Oh my god, the next case is gonna be epic. Ah, can't wait.
John, dear.
It's all right, I know.
I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry!
Why do all the murderers and ace attorneys somehow faint? Or to get big, or have like a meltdown? He can't even lift her! Oh no. Oh. So much drama! Oh, okay, I'm excited for the next. Not a murder, it was an accident! It's not a murder, chat.
Lord Van Zykes, what news of Mrs. Garrideb?
She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events had left her in a especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern.
Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily been a terrible tragedy.
Manslaughter rather than murder. It's still manslaughter. Got it, Nym. Got this. Finish the case.
They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions.
There is some good news, however, my lord. I have just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon.
She did die, Chad. She's not dead.
It's strange, we've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never not once met her.
How wonderful! The woman is out of danger, it seems.
Yes, that's good news.
So, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Yes. On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies.
You know, at least the judge is pretty good. You know, at least the judge understands. Now she can be killed in the next case. She gonna wake up and say, lol, watch this, and die. No. Wait, is she really? What if she really did die in the next case?
No, it is me who should be begging your pardon.
Oh no, Mr. Natsume.
That evening when the one young woman just collapsed in the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that the woman was dead.
Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed too. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless.
I mean, if you were stabbed in the back. Could happen.
It's been around a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog like they're haunting me.
Poor Soseki-san, his imagination really has got the better of him. Plot twist, she's a vampire. What if she's actually dead and they replaced the body?
Yes, poor man. Oh, yes, poor man. So when it happened,
I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should have never dropped my books like that and run away. I should have gone for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires, and for that I am truly sorry.
I mean, it's understandable.
One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by this spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zykes and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both. Oh! Now then, ladies and gentlemen, the jury?
Yes, my lord.
In concluding this trial, I'm asked one last time for your decision regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court?
As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion.
I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times.
Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure.
Sitting in for the old bean Wills, she's out of action, you know. But I know what her decision would be.
Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time.
I say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell my grandchildren when I get home, won't I? Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decision. Mr. Foreman.
Not guilty.
Yeah!
Not guilty.
Not guilty. That's how she sounds.
Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty.
Yeah, not guilty, guys! The jury number 6 did summon evil spirits with his candles on the cake! It was a demonic summon. Very well, Mr. Soseki Natsume, I hereby pronounce you not guilty! Woo! Bring on the confetti! I like how this... Oh my god, and fireworks indoors. This is a bit of a fire hazard, but okay. I know the constructions guy's voice was different. I gave him such a different voice than what it actually sounds like in-game. And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh, yes, Lord, sir. You are a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me. What if he did the next time? Oh, yes, sir, of course. On my life, I'll swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. We did it! Thank you, councils. Court is adjourned. Finally, chat. Oh my god, I can finally sleep. It's literally 1:30 a.m. in where I am. I can finally sleep! Oh wait, there's still the ending. In writing, we call that foreshadowing. I knew it. I knew it. He is totally gonna be another victim. He's totally gonna... We're gonna defend him again, aren't we? He totally is a murderer. He just didn't kill this woman. No, Nym, we cannot. We can't sleep, chat. Oh, locum. Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there another locum here?
Is there even one?
Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it?
What's wrong with using my actual name?
Oh, at last I'm free, I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Heady, hearty, happiness, hurrah!
Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted.
Would be so hard just to say that then.
Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink!
Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault after all.
I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, not that! Lovely, loyal locum lawyer!
Oh, yeah?
I mean, as I said before, I've just never gotten used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners, I see towering brick buildings.
Foreigners can be scary, I understand.
And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback.
Dude is a JoJo character in disguise. He has the best poses.
Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume.
What? Today, you locum lawyer gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that baronial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born!"
Well, that's very flattering and we're very pleased for you.
But who did I scare you? Ah!
This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan.
An anecdote? Is that what's become of all my heart of it? Well, there you are, my dear fellows. I don't know who this is. Shelves! I apologize to keep you waiting. I rose late this morning.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you.
I see I'm here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say.
Oh,
The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. It's just finished. What? No, then my haste was in vain.
It's you, Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, have we met, sir?
this is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes.
The fireworks. It's a similar era and setting as the first JoJo, so it's not out of the question. He is a JoJo character! Sholmes needs an alarm clock. Yeah, Sholmes showing up half an hour late. It's all thanks to me. I love him. He's my favorite character.
Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face into light. Charming.
This is all your fault, Sherlock Holmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I am going to give you a piece of my mind.
My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not?
Ah,
Had she been taken to the hospital more urgently, I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now.
oh,
But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience.
I do feel very badly about how I behave.
Well, never mind. Now then, what was it that you wanted to say to me, sir?
You can't be angry at Sholmes.
Nothing.
Ah, ha 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 ha, priceless. Oh, I am sorry. Really, but that was quite priceless.
Poor Soseki-san.
Still, on the bright side, you had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty.
But there is no bright side.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume?
Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper.
Ah, Lord Van Zykes.
I haven't forgotten, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're not found guilty, you're still doomed. It will be
all right, Mr. Natsume. Such a shaking chat. Oh man.
If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you. Hiya! With a perfectly executed Susato takedown.
Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of a warning might be nice next time, Miss Sato. Hello, Janice! Yeah, look, late night stream. I'm just trying to finish this case. I just want to finish the case. We're at the end now. Please let me finish the case. My dogs haven't seen me for years. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan.
Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon.
Oh!
It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops, and I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here and the city it has shaped. And I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it.
Bubbly is waiting, chat. I need to end stream soon. Gotta finish this.
That's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse.
The more I learn of literature, the more of the strange feelings draws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own.
Oh, I see. As a work of literature by Soseki-san could be an interesting read.
And what about Mr. Sato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo?
Sorry, what about us?
Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriots?
Why would we?
A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. It's not been a week, Chad. I've already faced 2 trials. Damn.
And only now does it feel as though we finally found our feet. And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not?
That's right. We need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us.
I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted.
Well then, you could take my lodgings.
Oh, the windowless room.
Wow, but it lacks in windows. It more than makes up with a floor, a ceiling, and walls.
So apparently this guy's a famous author in Japan. I didn't know the first time I watched it played. That's what chat said. I forgot who said it, but he actually wrote a book. He's a real person in history.
Great.
And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit.
Oh my, an evil spirit.
Oh yes. It tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call.
That's not a very nice place to live in, I think. Well, I'll think about it if that's alright.
Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodgings with me?
Really?
Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I might add.
Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of.
Oh, this is simply wonderful! What an honor to be invited to take lodgings in the great detective's office attic. I'm too overcome for words.
So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist.
I don't know what to say, but thank you and yes.
Wonderful! Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long.
Somebody's happy.
Yeah, we're living with Holmes! Woo, woo, woo! One of his famous books is I Am a Cat. It's even referenced in Persona 5. Ooh, interesting. I wonder what else did he write.
Locum, I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London.
Likewise, Mr. Natsume, it's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon.
Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan, but Locum, we'll meet again one day.
Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer.
Hopefully by then I'll be a successful water.
Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening.
Yay, dinner at Mr. Sholmes' house! Woo!
And so, with Saseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home, 221B Baker Street.
Please tell me it's over. Please tell me it's over. There's more! Chat, I just want... Come on. Let me end stream. Let me end stream.
So this
It's to be our new office, yes.
our office. I rather like the sound of that.
Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it?
I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step. But I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now.
Nym has murdered sleep, so Lee shall sleep no more. Ah, please! Held hostage by the British courts.
So my dear fellows, do you like the place?
Oh my god! That's what he looks like without that. I think I liked him with the outfit though.
Ah, Mr. Sholmes, yes, thank you so much.
It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it.
Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you.
I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We'll have a lot more to celebrate. Iris, you must let me help you. Alright then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Splendid!
And I fell asleep and survived though. He's hot! Chat, calm down. Calm down.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures awaits us. Ha 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 ha. Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office here at the premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. Sorry. London is a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, of prosperity and mirth. But the brightest of lights casts the darkest of shadows. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already.
London is a pretty dirty place, that's true. Like literally dirty.
So once again, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London.
Welcome to London. Yeah, yapping shows.
Yay! It's over! Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Shom so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. Yay! End! Finally! End! You see that, chat? End! End! I can sleep! I can sleep, chat! I can see my dogs after so long. Oh my god. What's the next? Okay, so it's the last one, I guess. Chat, we're in the last case. Oh my god, can you believe it? Can you believe it? We're in the last case. Okay. So, as discussed, dogs have been released by the kidnappers. Puppy and Burrito in tears. Puppy will be very happy. She will be. As discussed, we're gonna take a break in between cases. So there's gonna be a break before I play Ace Attorney again. Yeah, we're gonna take a little break. I don't know how long till we play the next episode, but it's been great. It's been swell. Literally, I think this is the 13th stream I've done of Ace Attorney. But yeah, I love to Ace Attorney. I do love the game, but I do have to take breaks in between stories because it's so long and I have to read everything and sounds like a plan. Yay! What should our next game be though? Because we finished Resident Evil, and wait, what do I? Okay. Let's go back to chatting. Chatting. Don't look at this. Chatting. Okay. What would be like the next game? Where did Chad go? Chad, no! What happened to Chad? Why'd you guys disappear? Chad, stay with me, Chad. Stay with me. Oh my god, you were all in my imagination all this time. Chat dead. Well, there we go. Yay! 3+ hours, one of your longest streams. So currently, I did stream 7 hours before, but that was way before. That was when I first started. The incident was 2 years ago. You have to forget us, Nym. Never! I'll keep talking to the voices in my head. Okay. What's in my Steam? Let me just see. Okay, Steam. Library. Wait, what's in my store? What's in my cart? We did add Witcher, but that's a long game. Dead Space. We could play Dead Space. We could also play Needy Girl Overdose. Play Batman. We'll see. Maybe Needy Girl Overdose. I haven't played Needy Girl Overdose, so we can play that one. The rigging in your model is so great, Nym. Thank you. This is the new rigging. This is 2.0 rigging. So yeah, maybe Dead Space or Needy Girl Overdose. Probably both at the same time. We can do that. Witcher. I want to play Witcher, but I'll think about it. It's a long game, chat. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Witcher is long. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next stream so that we can... I don't know. Next stream, we play a new game on Thursday. And then on Saturday, probably a chatting stream on Saturday. And then chat next week. Next week, hopefully I can do the coffee stream with the Face Connect coffee. Because it arrived! I forgot to tell you guys. Face Connect coffee is here. It's in my house. So we can do the Face Connect stream with Broly to taste the coffee next week. Hopefully. If I can get my camera working, then we'll do the stream. If I can get the camera working. The coffee is real. The anime girl coffee is real. Thanks for the stream. Have a good cuddle with the dogs. Thank you guys for joining.
Bye-bye, everyone. I hope to see you next time. Finally, Broly debut. Finally, a debut. See you next time, guys. We're not gonna do any raids because I just want to sleep. I just want to go and sleep. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye. I'm Nym. Hope you guys have a good night and good day. Bye-bye. See you next stream.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。